This is Broadhalfpenny Down, one of the most beautiful cricket grounds in the country, but also one of the most significant. It's played host to cricket of all standards for over 250 years, and for the last 30 of those years, the groundsperson here has remained the same. 83-year-old Harry Bates is about to begin his final season in charge of this pristine setting.
There is something wonderfully dependable about Harry. Harry cares for this ground as if it was one of his children. He knows every inch of the ground. He knows every blade of grass. He's probably cut every blade of grass.
Beautiful part of Hampshire to play cricket, and he's looked after it so well, and so we enjoy looking after it in the way that he has done for so many years as well.
He cares about cricket, people, and doing life properly as well. He's just a really down-to-earth, thoroughly decent human being.
Good afternoon.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to see you. Thank you for coming.
Final season, final pre-season, and the sun has come out.
That's right. The damn thing didn't come out several weeks earlier, but not to worry. As you can see, we had a bit of a problem on mould.
So then, Harry, after 30 years, you're hanging up the lawnmowers. What? Why?
Well, I'm getting old and clapped out, to be honest. That's the first thing. Secondly, I think it's a good time that the club get a younger, therefore more energetic person.
And at the same time, you get to finally enjoy this place the way that we get to as spectators, and sit back and enjoying it for what it is.
I've been enormously fortunate, and at least one can do is to actually try and pay the clubs for persevering with me. So it's been a real privilege to be involved looking after the ground. And we're terribly fortunate to have the privilege of playing here.
The ground is famous really from the 18th century when the men of Hambledon used this was their main ground initially. But the history of cricket back in the 18th century is really centred on the pub. The great men would bring their team down, they would all bet on it, a lot of betting in those days.
And that's why this ground became important, because gentlemen could come along and gamble here on the cricket that was being played. And that encouraged rules and laws to be set up, because gambling requires rules and laws, because otherwise people cheat. And so with that, they laid down the first laws of the game, and the sides got better and better, such that the gentlemen of Hambledon were good enough to start challenging the gentlemen of all England.
Cricket grew into, they said, man's estate here. The third stump was brought in here at Hambledon, overarm bowling was started about that sort of time.
It's one of those little sort of hidden gems. There's so much history here in terms of the old game, and of course it then got forgotten about for really 150 years or so, with Hambledon, the historic Hambledon club, moving down towards the village. It wasn't really until 1959 and HMS Mercury starting to play cricket here and the Brigands forming that it started to get going again.
What I don't know, and I don't think nothing in our history reveals why it was called the Brigands, but perhaps they thought they were a bunch of pirates who were starting the club again, but anyway. But we've been Broadhalfpenny Brigands ever since. The one thing they did say, one of the first rules of the club were, one, you had to play cricket within a 6-hit distance of liquid refreshment, i.e. a pub. The logo of the club was the old-fashioned 2-stump wicket, the curved bat, with a foaming tankard on either side. So that logo has remained to this day. And yes, we do all go to the pub after the game, and that's all part of the way we play our competitive but social, friendly cricket here on a Sunday. We've never joined a league. We have a lot of wandering clubs who love to come and play here, and so we play nearly all our games at home every year, and that's become very much part of Brigands' history.
been some fantastic cricket on what is a really nice place to play with the most magnificent view, the one that's behind me at the moment.
I love the fact that you can look right round the ground and not see a telegraph pole or an electric pylon or anything man-made, and it's part of the best of English countryside. And I love the feel of the history when you play cricket here.
It's probably one of the best places to play cricket.
Met a chap who was playing, who I'd played some Navy cricket with. He said, there's no better place to play on a Sunday afternoon, and he's absolutely right. And so here I am, 30 odd years later, still playing here.
We play cricket because we love it rather than to win. It's quite rare to find these places, and we love hosting touring teams, we love hosting people that love cricket.
As soon as you get involved in cricket up here at Broadhalfpenny Down, you will meet Harry, who's been the curator of our ground for so many years.
Each year at our annual general meeting, Harry says, I will do another year, and there's no one else to take over from him, so at the next annual general meeting, Harry says, well, I will do it for another year, but I think this is his last year and he is going to retire, finally.
Harry just puts in so many hours here, and in a very traditional sort of way. He looks after the ground, he looks after the people. He's very welcoming. Anybody who just wanders up here, he'll give them the time of day, talk them through the history of the place, make them feel welcome, and that's just magical.
Harry is one of the politest people I've ever played cricket with.
He'll call a quick single, and of course his body at 83, 84 isn't as quick as his brain, so his last 3 innings he's been run out.
When he runs you out, you can have the most fulsome apology.
We all dread batting with him just in case, we end up running him out.
When he drops your catches, he's absolutely wonderful. So I'm so terribly sorry about that. I won't do it again. I thought I had it. No, he's been absolutely marvellous over the years.
He's a fantastic chap to have around, and we'll surely miss him. And Nina, she's lovely. They're both one in a million.
Gosh, look how young we were. You were very slim.
Well, thanks, pal. Just what I wanted to hear.
So, honestly, Sub-Lieutenant.
Be honest with you.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. I lived in Northumberland and he was on a ship in Plymouth. And my sister, she rang me up and said, come and stay, there's a lovely new Sub-Lieutenant just joined. So I went down to Plymouth one weekend and I met him a couple of times. That was April 1966. And we decided to get married in June 1966. I was living in Northumberland, he was in Plymouth, hardly ever saw him. We finally got engaged at the end of August 66, and he went off for 6 months to, I forget where the ship went, Far East I think, and then we got married as soon as he came home. So actually, I probably didn't know him terribly well. But it was extraordinary, actually. The first weekend I met him, I went back on the sleeper back to Newcastle. I met a friend as I walked up from the station, and she said, did you have a nice weekend? I said, yes, I did. I met a man I'd marry tomorrow if he asked me.
Well, all these jobs you're giving me, I'm not so sure I do want to walk all that close to you. Go on.
And this needs digging over.
Digging over.
No,
Just
Harry,
yes.
this needs to be done over.
God.
I love it up there, and I have enjoyed working up there on the occasions I've been up there and driving the roller and one thing and another. But it'll be different. I think he will help out occasionally, so I wouldn't be surprised if I did as well. But we will go and watch. We'll go and watch next summer and see all our friends up there. It's been such a big part of our life, really. It's lovely up here, isn't it? It's a beautiful spot.
Well, it
It's been
is.
such a pleasure coming over the years, it really has. You've loved it, haven't you, really, working on the ground?
There's some
Very
jobs
different from being at sea, I have to say, all your life.
lot of
Working
it,
on the
Someone who hasn't been at sea, but yes, I can imagine that being the case.
But some of the jobs I didn't really like doing, like cleaning the heads, the lavatories, and doing boundary lines. had to go down like that. So,
I always got that job.
you always got those jobs.
I've done the boundary today, actually.
And may I say it looks excellent.
Thank you very much.
It's displayed the best boundary I've ever seen.
But anyway,
That's very kind.
so I've been very fortunate here because all the unpleasant jobs I've been able to sort of slope my shoulders 45 degrees and they go that way.
Never expected to look after a cricket ground, I
No.
must say.
There is something wonderfully dependable about Harry. Harry cares for this ground as if it was one of his children. He knows every inch of the ground. He knows every blade of grass. He's probably cut every blade of grass.
The days of volunteer groundsmen are slightly numbered. Finding people who are prepared to put in the kind of time and effort that Harry did is going to be more and more difficult.
To have those sorts of volunteers at a ground that's been going for 250 years, he's fantastic.
Well, Harry Bates is a legend. He has been fundamental in making sure that this sort of jewel in the crown of English cricket always looks immaculate.
And I will miss him. I will miss him. I think everyone will miss him.
Harry, you have seen and been instrumental to an amazing amount of change up here. From taking the job on back in the 1990s, you have much to be proud of. We are certainly very, very grateful for everything you and Nina have done for making this ground the ground it is, where people just love to come here and play. It's a beautiful place to be, and you have made it that much better. So thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. I have a lot to be grateful for. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here, and one of the principal reasons for enjoying it is the people I've met and the people I've played cricket with and helped on the ground. It's been a real privilege. Thank you all very much indeed for coming today, and to our gallant opposition, well done.
Well done.
You won.
Well done.
And to Brigands, I love you all. Thank you very much indeed. So wave goodbye to them. Come on, let's all have a beer.
It's going to be different. It is absolutely going to be different because Harry was part of the furniture for so long.
It won't be the last we see of him. You just know he's going to keep coming up here, and yeah, the place is certainly going to be different.
What does he mean to the place? He is the Brigands. He's the real epitome, I think, of what we are and the fun that we have.
Right, let's start with the final season. It's all done and dusted. What has this place meant to you?
What has it meant? It's meant that I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of interesting people. I've got a tremendous number of friends. We have people playing for us, members of the club, from all walks of life. And it's lovely because when we're on the ground here, we're all the same. There's none of this business about rank or anything like that. We accept people as cricketers, which is how it should be.
I remember when we spoke at the start of the season and you
Yeah.
said that you were looking forward to having some different things to do
Yep.
and not to be consumed by this place 24/7. So you're going to be pretty busy in
I
retirement.
intend to be very busy in retirement, yes.
But you're going to still come here and watch?
Of course. And I think it's very important that any visits here are occasional and brief, because one doesn't want to tread on anybody else's toes. That sounds very pompous. I don't mean to be pompous about it, but I know from previous experience how irritating it can be when you get somebody looking over your shoulder the whole time. But of course, one does want to see one's friends. So I shall look forward enormously to coming here more frequently next summer.
We've spoken to many people across the summer, and we've spoken to them about the ground, and we've spoken to them about you as well. And they've had some things to say to you, so I'd like to show you this now, what some of the people that are associated with this club have said about you.
Thank you, Harry and Nina, for all that you've done here at Broadhalfpenny Down and for the Brigands. We really appreciate it, the way you look after the ground and our facilities, but also the people. We really appreciate it. You're a wholehearted welcome to everybody.
Harry, you're one in a million. I will certainly miss you because I think you're fantastic. You and Nina are the perfect partnership, and this ground's going to be the poorer for it, but I'm sure we'll continue on like you are and like you have done for 84 years.
Thank you, Harry, and Nina, of course. Thank you, Harry, for everything you've done over so long. Without you, this place wouldn't be anything.
It's been a pleasure knowing you. You've been a star, not just for the club, but for cricket in general. And enjoy your retirement, Harry.
Harry, thank you so much. And we shouldn't forget that behind every successful groundsman, there's an astonished wife. So thank you, Nina, as well.
Thank you very much indeed, Harry Bates, for all that effort over so many years.
From all of us, Harry, a very big thank you.
Thank you, Harry, for all that you've done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you from my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Well, it's very deserved, and cricket needs more Harry Bates, so it's been really nice chatting to you and covering the summer. We've enjoyed it.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
You know, sometimes places with such rich history and tradition can be quite protective and inward-looking of that tradition. But what I found about Cradle of Cricket is that they are in fact completely the opposite. No, they are keen to welcome as many clubs and teams and just anyone that enjoys cricket to this place to A, enjoy it for what it is, and B, to revel in the game that brings everyone together. Cricket has a unique ability to do that. And someone at the epicenter of that is Harry. I love that he's done it with Nina by his side throughout, and I also love that in some ways the attention and love that they've received over the last 12 months has clearly made them feel so uncomfortable, but they deserve it. And I think it's also a nice reminder that in today's modern world, if you take on a role like this and you do it with people around you that you love and you get fully committed, there's still very much a market for mucking in the local community, getting involved. It's a wholesome thing to do.